everyone. Welcome back to the NetBackup Sessions, our first digital summit. We're talking about all things data protection. So Cliff, we got a fun one today. We're going to be talking about ECC.
ECC. Wasn't in college. East Coast Conference?
No. It's not basketball.
We're not jocks.
we're
We're tech guys, and if my memory serves correct...
Oh, nice. No, you didn't. Don't go there. It's not about ECC memory either.
ECC.
I'm going to head you off because I see where you're going. It's not about you. It's not about exceptionally charismatic characters. No.
Okay, what's it about?
So it's about edge to core to cloud.
Ooh,
right?
Infrastructure everywhere.
Helping to protect all the things.
That's our stuff.
Yeah. So actually, I sat down with Joel and Sid from product management, and we had a conversation about this. Very insightful. We should take a look.
All right.
I'm joined here by Joel Silk and Sid Dioker, both on our appliances product management team. Fellas, thanks for joining, and thanks for reading the memo on the blue shirts, by the way.
Yeah, we're here to help.
Nice job. Our conversation here, we're going to talk about some of the struggles our customers have with heterogeneity, right? And okay, so outside the big word there, what we mean is their environments are ever expanding, right? And it's harder and harder for our customers to kind of keep their arms around everything they've got. What is it we can do to help them with that?
Sure. So our goal here at Veritas is really to offer choice. That's choice in any application, any workload, any database, any cloud. And then we offer choices in deployments as well. You want software only? We can do that. Okay. We have virtual appliances, or virtual offerings as well. We can do our cloud offerings are available through AWS and Azure in the marketplaces there. And then we have a whole family of purpose-built physical appliances as well.
There we go, physical appliances. You guys know how much I love our appliances, right? Let's take a little bit more time. Let's talk about our appliances and what we do, what we offer there.
Sure. So our appliances are really a holistic integration of the NetBackup software, the hardware, and the operating system. We take an enterprise Linux-based operating system. We remove all the modules that we don't use to limit our exposure and vulnerabilities there.
Yep.
And then we apply security hardening to that operating system.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's really a very reliable and secure platform. We add into that some manageability aspects. You want to manage all of your appliances through a single pane of glass. We can do that through AMS. Right. And then we also have some proactive support capabilities as well through our auto support and our predictive insights.
All right, so you just said auto support and predictive insights. Auto support, I think I understand, right? That's call home,
call
right?
home,
That's call home, everything.
Yep.
But predictive insights,
yeah,
that sounds a bit more intense. What's that?
It is. So with predictive insights, we're able to pull in data from our appliances out in the field, and it's about 4 billion data points.
4 billion?
With a B.
Okay, all right.
And we take all of that data and we apply machine learning and AI algorithms to it. And we really learn to understand what our appliances are operating like in the environment.
Yep.
And then through that, we learn how to minimize or potentially mitigate your downtime.
Okay, so that's then a fantastic message to our customers, right? That we're helping prevent bad things from happening, right?
Yep,
proactively.
Absolutely.
Let's take a step back for a second again, and let's talk about the expansion of our customers' IT environments, right? So we're saying that well beyond the core, last couple of years, it's expanding further and further out. Let's spend some time kind of talking about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Today's enterprise IT environment, as you said, well beyond the core. It goes from the edge to the core and then up to the cloud as well.
Okay. At the edge?
So the edge, that data is just as important to our customers as the data that's protected in their core data centers. And so we wanted to apply the same level of protection for that edge data as well. In the core, we have a whole family of NetBackup appliances and Flex-based appliances, and we can protect up to 2 petabytes of data on a single device.
Good grief. Okay.
For folks running VMware and virtual environments, we have virtual appliances as well. We take the same software stack from our physical appliances, and we virtualize that, and we can put that in a virtual environment as well.
There's a whole family of those, right? Different sizes and everything.
Absolutely.
Okay. Nice.
And then, as we talked about cloud earlier. We have a Cloud Catalyst, a physical appliance. We have a virtual appliance for that, and then we also have a Flex container for Cloud Catalyst as well. We've seen our customers realize about a 95% cost savings with Cloud Catalyst in our deduplication technology.
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, helping customers move from on-prem to the cloud.
Right.
It's a no-brainer. Okay.
Right, absolutely. And then for long-term retention, we have our Access appliance as well. As a matter of fact, we just released a smaller capacity Access appliance.
Right. For customers that don't need to start as big as, I think the original one was like 700 terabytes.
Exactly.
It was huge.
Yep.
Okay.
And so we now have a smaller capacity one. That's the big advantage for Veritas customers. Is it's a single end-to-end, single vendor end-to-end for data protection and long-term retention.
Nice. Sid, you've been kind of quiet over there, but I got something for you, right? Joel mentioned Flex, right? Well, he mentioned the NetBackup appliances and Flex, but I think, we've had NetBackup appliances for a number of years. Our audience knows what that is. Talk a little bit more about Flex architecture, what it does, how it works.
So Flex architecture is completely new. We built that based on containers, the new container technologies.
Container technology. Explain that for me a little bit, please.
Yeah, sure. So what we do is we take different NetBackup master servers, media servers, and basically put them in the container format. We like to call them as instances. So you can basically choose from a different menu of what you want to put it on your appliance. You can put multiple NetBackup containers on a single appliance. You can separate them with network segregation as well as data segregation. And what that allows you to do is you can basically put multiple domains that you have in your environment today on a single Flex appliance. So that helps you consolidate your environment, and that will help you basically bring up a new business online within a matter of minutes.
Nice. Well, we're talking minutes. Now we're talking speed and agility, right? And that's music to the ears of our customers.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay, so this is the whole stack here. Down at the bottom, we're talking about the hardware platform. Is that just like a singular device?
So what we have done is we have decoupled the hardware platform from our software platform and the application layer. So what it means is that you can actually take the flexibility of the Flex software and put applications like NetBackup on it. And from a hardware perspective, you can take this full stack and put it on a small form factor like a 5150. So you get the flexibility and benefits of Flex software and application, and you can use that for your data protection using all the power of NetBackup in your edge locations as well.
Right. Okay. So you said 5150. I know we've got the other model, which I think is the 5340, that's in the data center. But talk to me a little bit about the 5150 because that's new.
So 5150 is our small form factor appliance that which is exclusively Flex. It has all the benefits of Flex software and applications of NetBackup, and you can actually put that in your edge locations like remote offices and branch offices. And you can protect that along with your data center as well as cloud. So in a sense, we are providing now a data protection solution with help of NetBackup, which you can protect your edge to core to cloud as well.
Nice. All right. So that's a strong message. So regardless of whether customers are looking at using our NetBackup appliances for the value and the performance that they bring versus the Flex appliances, we've got our virtual appliances, we've got all sorts of containers, we've got all sorts of choice. You said the word choice at the beginning.
Absolutely.
At the end of this conversation, it's very clear that we do offer our customers choice. All right. Well, fellas, I love talking about appliances. I could do this all day. But I want to thank you for coming and sharing this with us. It was very insightful.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks.
Hey, so Joel and Sid, that was a great explanation, wasn't it?
Always fun to hear those guys and learn some new things.
Absolutely.
One of the things we heard, Flex 5150, very excited.
Brand new product.
Brand new product. Can't wait. I spent some time with Melanie Green, our UX team, going through the upgrade process. Oh my God, so easy.
Customers are going to love it.
Gonna love
We
it.
should take a look.
All right. Melanie, thanks for being here with us today. We just heard all this great excitement about Flex and why it's great and how it's going to help our customers. In my early career, I was an ops manager. I had lots of tools. It wasn't day one I worried about, it was day 301. I have these tools, I don't want them to get in the way of my job. And I understand with Flex, we've come up with some great ways of helping my customer on day 301. So what can you show me and my customers?
Well, indeed, Cliff. I'm so happy to be here today to show you how easy it is to upgrade a NetBackup master server in Flex. So let's go ahead and see what that looks like. So this is our Flex dashboard. And as you can see here, we see how much storage we have and how much has been allocated and available. And then we see our instances. So we see that two are online. So
What are
let's
they?
go ahead and see. So we see here that we have our NetBackup master server that's currently running on 8.1.2, and we would like to upgrade that to the latest version of NetBackup.
Okay.
So ready to go see what that looks
Let's
like?
see it. Make it easy peasy.
Easy peasy. So here we are. This is our applications part of the repository. And this is where the customer will go to the Veritas support website, download that latest application, and they would download 8.2. And as we can see, it's here already.
Okay.
So now we will go ahead and let's go upgrade that master server.
All right.
So we'll head back to our system topology, and we'll select that master server. We'll head to Manage, and then we'll click Upgrade. So being that this instance is currently running, we're going to stop it, and all the backup jobs will be stopped safely.
Cool.
So now we'll head to the upgrade process. And now this is where we're going to upgrade our current version, our NetBackup master server, from 8.1.2
Okay, I see
to
Next is
8.2.
grayed out.
Indeed it is. So I would like to tell you why. So what we're going to do is that we're going to select this 8.2 version, and now we're going to run a pre-check. And that's going to make sure that the instance is ready to go.
So it's going to take away all the trouble, make sure that all the other things around the appliance and NetBackup and what's going on are okay before we hit go.
Precisely.
Wonderful. Make my job
Simple.
easy.
Exactly, and that's what we're here for. It's a simple, intuitive, and integrated experience. And as you can see, pre-check was successful. So now this is where we'll review and we'll confirm the upgrade so that we're ready to go. And now we will be taken to the activity monitor to see the process,
Okay.
and we will have the upgrade.
So right here on the top, it's giving us a timeline on what's going on. Now you think it's going to be pretty quick?
Yes.
Do we have time to see some of the other UI before we come back?
I would be happy to share.
Okay.
So let's go ahead. So let's start back up at the home page. On our dashboard, again, we saw the storage, how much is allocated and available, our instances, and
One's down.
one's down.
But we're upgrading.
Exactly, one's being upgraded. And then we have the getting started here, which walks the customer through step by step to provide that help to complete all these tasks.
So don't have to find anything, all the help's right here.
Exactly, all
That's
the
important.
help. Precisely. And then the system topology, as we can see, we're upgrading that instance. It's upgrading to 8.2. And then we have our head node at Flex 5150 and how much storage.
Okay.
And then this is where we see the activity monitor, how the upgrade is still in process. This is our repository where we have all of our applications, our application add-ons, and our
Right.
appliance
So the
packages.
stuff we can upgrade to or instantiate in a container.
Exactly,
Okay.
precisely. And this is our tenants page. So the user would come here and add tenants.
So that's one of the things with Flex, right, is I can carve it up so I can get the most out of my compute and storage. I can also test things. If I want to try the new version of our software, I can test it very, very quickly, see if I like it. And I can also maybe subdivide out for different users so that people can have their own access to their own backups and restores.
Exactly. The multi-tenancy is a very powerful tool. And then we have our users page. So this is where we will have our users and add and connect Active Directory domains to the Flex appliance. Then lastly, we have our networks page. So this is where we can create bonds and create VLANs and optimize our network for our appliance.
Very important, right? Getting data in and out as efficiently as possible.
Very important.
Okay. So let's go ahead and take a look. It may be too early, but let's see what it looks like.
Yes, let's do that. So here we are. This is where we see our instance. It's still in progress and it's still updating. And here we are.
So we're done.
We are done.
100%. So I have an 8.2 server.
Yes, you do.
So what should I see next? Should I get any notification? Am I going to see something?
Yes, we will. So let's go ahead. So now we will see that the upgrade has been completed.
Awesome.
We did it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Cliff.
So for our customers, day 301, easy peasy with 5150 Flex appliances.
Yes.
That was a great demo, Melanie. Upgrades on Flex are so easy now. So joining me now, I have Tim Berlowski, who's Senior Director of Product Management here at Veritas. And I've got Christophe Bertrand, who is a Senior Analyst with Enterprise Strategy Group, or as we know, ESG. Gentlemen, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
So Christophe, your day job, all the time, meeting with customers, finding out what's important. So can you give us some ideas from a IT manager perspective? What are they thinking about?
Yeah, so we do a lot of research and talk to IT professionals and IT specialists, as well as people who have responsibility for budgets. And really what comes to mind when it comes to data protection, data management in general terms are three big topics. Cloud, obviously, backing up in the cloud to the cloud, et cetera, and also ransomware. It's unfortunately the gift that keeps on giving in a very, very bad way, because it's not going to stop anytime soon. We know that. So how do you remediate that? And of course, scale. It's all about managing all of that data and really making better use of it. So those are the three big dimensions I can think about.
Thank you. So let's just start with ransomware. You're right. It is top of mind. Scary, but maybe not scary. Give me some details on what you see and what the feedback is from the public.
Well, the good news is our research demonstrates that most IT users believe and know that leveraging data protection mechanisms is really going to help them fight ransomware. At the same time, they're not 100% there yet, and I think there's still a lot of room to grow. I will say, though, people should be scared. Ransomware is going to happen. Of course, you can get better at stopping the infections or putting in place a number of strategies to combat it. But at the end of the day, it's better to be prepared and think of it as a logical disaster. That's really what it is.
Absolutely agree. It's just another type of black swan event that actually will happen.
And it will happen.
So, Tim, from a Veritas perspective, what are we doing? What are we seeing from our customers and from engineering?
Well, we get the reports quite often from our customers, and NetBackup has been the king at delivering protection and restore capabilities for 20 plus years. We've been getting people out of any disaster, man-made, malware, or something else. So we're ready and prepared. We're happy to help those customers, and we help them through those circumstances today. Now, when we look at our appliance solution, we've done a lot more to protect the infrastructure of backup. So not only do you have the first line defenses on your primary infrastructure for server and compute storage, but we've protected the actual backups themselves by providing hardened OS, by changing the access controls, by having intrusion detection and protection capabilities built into the product that you don't even have to manage, so that you can always be sure I have the copy when I need it. There was a recent article about a city that said, oh, I've got a $5 million ransom request. I could pay the bill, or I could just do the restore. What do you want to do? Pretty simple question. Now the question has really moved to restore. So how do you restore quickly? How do you get the data back online? And there's nothing better than our instant access feature, where you're never actually restoring the data. You're just saying, turn the virtual machine back on. Start running right now, log into your application. You can vMotion it back.
Right.
Simple as could be.
Cliff, I'm thinking that's pretty strong. We got number one covered, ransomware's covered, right? What's next?
So number two, so that tees up scale. I'm sure from a customer standpoint, if I'm going to recover, scale all of a sudden is very important.
Absolutely, and again, I think there are a couple of topology questions here. Are you recovering locally from your own data center where you have your first line of defense, and of course your performance, your bandwidth will be different from maybe recovering from a cloud infrastructure. It's okay to recover one file, it's a different story when you start recovering a lot more data. And of course there are many other ways you can, in a way, not recover, because you can be more available. You actually fail over and leverage either VMs or other capabilities to literally fail over. In a sense, you sort of negate the interruption by having that capability. And I think that's one of the things in the portfolio that I think is very interesting, because it really gives you options to really move up and down that RPO and RTO scale.
And also the costs and risk associated with that scale.
It's always about money. Operational efficiency is very critical, and operational resiliency comes at a certain cost. At the same time, I think using the right technologies and the right topologies will help you optimize that cost. And it's really not about cost, it's about the ability to deliver against the service levels. And of course, everything's fun until you say at scale, right? And that's a very big thing, because at the end of the day, we know there's only going to be more data. That's the only statistic we have on the future, as a matter of fact. More data will happen, and you need to manage it, you need to protect it, and you need to be able to get back on your feet quickly. At the end of the day, that's what you build infrastructure for.
Right. Now, Tim, I know that's one of our core value props, scale. So can you expand about maybe what we've done in the past and what we're doing now for scale?
Well, scale has a lot of dimensions, and for us, there's of course the scale of the capacity of the devices we offer, and that capacity comes along with the ability to get data in and out of the system very, very quickly. So today we have solutions for anywhere between 4 terabytes all the way up to 1.9 petabytes. Depends what you need in your data center that's matched to your requirements. But scale doesn't really end there, because today's world is changing really fast, and a telco or service provider may bring on new customers and have to create custom environments very, very quickly. I look at our Flex offering, where we're able to take a large device and split it into multiple domains for many customers and be able to instantiate a brand new instance of an enterprise NetBackup domain in minutes as another way to scale. But now you're scaling your compute and your management differently to meet the challenges of today.
So we add agility to the scale. Be agile at scale.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we're down to
Sounds like we got scale covered as well.
2 problem solved.
Another strong story. Can we do all three?
I think we do all 3. Last one, cloud, right? When I talk to customers, it's always either the first or the last thing we talk about, but we always talk about it.
Yeah, so cloud can be many things. It can be many things to many people. So the real question is, how do you leverage it in your infrastructure at scale so that it does what you want? A few differences exist between organizations. There are many newer organizations that were literally born in the cloud. They will go put applications in the cloud first, and therefore you have to protect those applications there.
Right away.
Right away versus on premises. But at the same time, I think what we're seeing is really a hybridization of the infrastructure where and that's where the real challenge is. You have to use technologies that allow you to protect data in a way that's going to be, and applications, in a way that's going to be consistent and coherent across the whole infrastructure, whether in the cloud or to the cloud or on premises. And that equation, if you will have many variables. So the real challenge is to have that flexibility to follow the workloads, deliver the SLAs regardless of where the application lives, and things change. Applications move to the cloud. Some applications even get repatriated on premises in certain cases. So flexibility is going to be key for cloud. As you think about the massive investments that have gone into hyperscalers and other infrastructures, I think there's a lot to leverage there.
Okay. And Tim, I know we've always thought about our centralized data centers. We think about cloud. We also think about data being generated everywhere. What's our Veritas story on that?
Well, we have a great story that really covers you from the core data center to the edge to the cloud. And we give you a lot of options on how you do it. And it all comes down to us is being efficient with the resources we have. So we think about storing the data in an efficient way, as we always have with deduplication, but also transmitting it in the most efficient way. And that's terribly important when you just consider being a good steward of the resources. When we think about cloud, and public cloud in particular, where you get a bill every month, it really starts to matter.
Yeah, you see the bill.
Absolutely. And what has surprised me, though, is the interest in compute at the edge. Some of this is driven by IoT, by 5G, by a number of technologies, but we're seeing more and more data at the edge of the enterprise. That means they want to be able to do data protection at the edge. So we've got this great way to do that. We're launching our new Flex 5150 appliance, which is really built for edge to core and edge to cloud to really complete the story for customers, depending on their unique requirements in their edge use cases.
Now, that brings up another problem, because centralized management and visibility for me is always important. I got to see it, I got to measure it, otherwise I don't know what I have. I understand in my data center. Cloud, we're starting to capture, but now I have data at the edge. Now I have data everywhere, and not just user data. I may have application mission critical data everywhere. How are we going to answer that challenge?
Well, it's key. You really need to be able to measure your success. You need to understand where the data is. I was working with a large hospital chain recently, and they were centralizing their data centers from literally 55 data centers, some of which could be better described as closets, down to 4. How do you do that? Well, part of the solution we propose is using Aptar. Aptar allows you to report on your infrastructure and also your backup applications so you can see all of it. And as this company transitions from a distributed site to centralized, they'll be able to keep track of all their key applications, their data protection, and keep their SLAs at what they have today, 99.98% every single week. And the only way to do that is to have visibility. And that's why we're focused on this third pillar of insight into your infrastructure, into your data at Veritas. So we can really give you better value on what you're protecting.
All right, well, thank you, gentlemen, for the analysis and the insights. Look forward to talking to you here soon. For those of you who want to continue the conversation, head on over to Vox, where we've got a Hey Ava session going where you can ask Veritas anything. And don't forget, Go out to veritas.com/netbackup sessions where you can enter to win AWS reInvent passes or a behind-the-scenes tour of our Roseville, Minnesota office where you can meet our product managers and engineers. Hopefully we'll see you real soon in Roseville. Take care. Thank you.